We've just spent the best part of the last 2 weeks sailing an XS14 catamaran with our good friends Tony and Kelly from mainland Spain to Tunisia via Menorca, Sardinia and the Italian island of Pantelleria. We've arrived safely in the Tunisian harbour of Port Yasmine, Hammamet. Well, Tunisia is one of those places that's gained significantly in popularity with the cruising sailor in recent years. For a number of reasons. Clearly it takes us across to the other side of the Mediterranean, to the African continent and all the new culture that brings. There are a lot of historical sites in Tunisia, lots to see. But of course there are 2 other major advantages for the cruising sailor who's looking to leave their boat or stay somewhere for a while. The first of those is that Tunisia is reasonably priced. It has good facilities and is reasonably priced. But the second major one is that in recent years the European Union has introduced a ruling that says that non-EU passport holders generally can only stay in the EU for a maximum of 3 months at a time without a special visa. Which means that Tunisia, on the other side of the Mediterranean, just across the water from Italy, is out of the EU, out of the Schengen zone, and sailors can cross to Tunisia, spend a bit of time there, reset their EU time, and head back and further explore the wonderful European Mediterranean after that. So it's certainly very attractive. I'm going to start off today in Hammamet. We sailed into Port Yasmine, Hammamet. Going to start off in Port Yasmine actually, and show you a little bit around there. It's the only harbour, the only marina that we went into, so I can't speak for other ones. And what I should perhaps tell you is that the town of Port Yasmine, as far as I make out at least, was built entirely for the tourist industry. There is little, perhaps nothing, there that is actually original, genuine Tunisia. It's very much a tourist town. There are a number of large hotels there. There's the Marina complex, and some 20 minutes walk into town there's the sort of town centre, which I believe, as I'm told, is a new construction, newish construction, purely for touristic purposes. So here we are in Port Yasmine, Hammamet, Tunisia. Looks like this, standard marina sort of thing really, and the whole complex at the back of here. Once you get out, got some restaurants and things along the front. At some stage this enormous complex has been built, and as soon as you get back off of the front, it's all empty and abandoned. The gardens up here have all been looked after, so clearly gardeners are still employed. Look at this, but it's all empty. There's an absolutely beautiful complex that's been built here at some stage. But as far as I can tell, all of these apartments at the back are empty. I don't know if anything's open here. It's like some kind of, you know, sci-fi disaster movie thing. There's some nasty bug has destroyed humankind. Look at it all. And it's just all empty. So we've got here Le Matelot. It says restaurant for sale or to rent. Look at this place. It's incredible. Pizzeria, restaurant or restaurante. Shut. Pizza, pasta, grillade, poisson, fruits de mer. Shut down. We've got this arch right here. It's all empty. All empty. All shut. The electricity boxes dangling on the floor. Look at it. Okay, a little bit more active here, look. Some of these boats might have been here a while by those things. Nova Storia family restaurant, fermé, funnily enough. Now, some of this is obviously still active, some of it less so, such as Sunseeker Tunisia. Not much going on there. That was a U-ship place at one point. Resto Lounge Le Voilier, the sailor. Shut. It was once intended to be a big thing, wasn't it? Café El Atik. Shut. Café Mora. Shut. And yet look at all this, it's lovely. Until we get to the seafront where a few things are open. Not all of it by any means, but some of it's open. It's a pizza oven, I guess. Yeah, a bit less savoury these days. You might not be surprised to learn that this place is à vendre. Local commercial. Si tu veux. What an incredible place. There's a couple of fixer-uppers here, as there so often is in these type of places. This one's from La Rochelle. Just get past you there, Hazel. Yeah, needs a bit of love. Got a nice catamaran here, Claire Titi. This one clearly needs a bit of attention, but it's ferro and it's cracking up the hull, so it may be beyond redemption. There's corners there. See the steel armature is getting exposed. I suspect it's had it. What a strange creature that is. Is it two that's spiralling each other, or is it just one spirally thing? That's strange. Now, one of the great advantages of Port Yasmine is that it's not particularly far away from the capital city of Tunis. It took about an hour, I think, in a taxi to get there, but you know, the traffic when you get close to Tunis gets quite busy, so progress for the last section is fairly slow. It's not particularly far, and Hazel and I were lucky enough to be given the opportunity to spend a couple of days in Tunis. We flew out from Tunis back to our boats. So we went up there and spent a couple of days. And I'm just going to show you a couple of highlights. So the Medina, which is the old market, the old centre of town, dates back to, I think the oldest buildings date back to about 600 AD, with the oldest mosque in the city and some very nice atmosphere. So in downtown Tunis, it's in the salt and the senses, quite a place. What on earth is going on? It's pretty busy, and police are clearing out some of these people that are trying to sell things on the street, and some of them have come back again, I guess, as soon as the police went by. It's quite a sight. Here they come, coming back after legging it from the police, I suspect. We're in the part of the old town that's the oldest town, the Medina, the oldest part of the town. We're heading towards the Medina now. So it should be very interesting. Dates back to 600 AD, and Are we right? Yeah. Do posh, we're going. We can do posh, you and me. What you got there, Hazel? A McLube with tuna, and comes with chips like that. And it's quite a plateful. Alright, let's follow the row of jewellery shops. I think it's just been nice. But... the trusty Kubota.
Oh, what's that?
The source of many, many boat engines. Oh, look at it. There's the great shot, isn't it? It's actually suckling, isn't it? Can't be that way, surely, huh?
We're about to get a taxi to this museum, Bardo Museum, because there's a lot of Roman history here, apparently. So we're gonna have a look at that, and yeah, see what else we can find here in the city.
Well, taking a taxi is a great way to get around in Tunis. There's an app that you can book the taxis through called InDrive. The price is all agreed in the app. It's GPS tracked, so the driver knows exactly where to pick you up from, and it all works very well. There are a lot of taxis using the app, so getting the taxi only takes a few minutes and is very, very reasonably priced. The driving itself in Tunis is quite an experience. Traffic regulations seem to be fairly relaxedly applied. It's a busy city, lots of busy intersections, and it really is quite exciting at times. So we're in the National Museum in Tunis, and got a lot of ancient Roman stuff. Although a lot of it seems to be very early Roman at this stage, at least. So a lot of Greek influence in that. Not that I'm any expert, but that's my understanding. It's pretty cool, nice and nicely laid out. Signs in French and English and Arabic. The Roman anchor. And these, it says busts of Dionysus and Ariana, and they were on the bow of a ship, like figurehead sort of things. It's a model of a ship that was wrecked off the coast here, trading ship from BC, 1st century BC. And these bronze furniture fittings are all from that shipwreck that they talked about earlier. So there's a sign on the wall there, and it says that 1907 some sponge fishermen found this wreck of this trading ship, and it was very, very interesting because it had a very enigmatic cargo, it says, and what was happening was that the Romans were importing Greek artifacts because they had a sort of a love of antiques, I guess, in that way. So they were importing Greek pillars, Greek vases, Greek decoration objects, statues, bronzes, because they like decorating their places with ancient Greek stuff. Cool, eh? These are fantastic. That mosaic there is probably, I'm going to guess, 6 meters by, no, I'm going 8 meters by 5, I'm going to guess. That's complete. Look at this place. Wow. Brilliant room. This mosaic's probably 4 by 4 meters. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And the floor that we're walking on, actually the floor in the museum is mosaic, ancient mosaic. And they're just letting us in here and walk on it. Look at that. That is mind-blowing. Guys, if you do nothing else in Tunisia, come to this museum. It's utterly fantastic. I'm just trying to give you some scale. It's enormous. I had to come out to the cafe for a mid-museum break refreshments. It's enormous, so much to see. Even the cafe's glorious. Have a look. Yeah, and they've got some cakes there as well, haven't they?
Do you want sweet or savoury?
I don't mind either way.
Savoury. I'm more savoury person.
Yeah, let's have savoury in them.
Yeah, so there's one with tuna and one with just egg and cheese.
Alrighty, good. Yeah, these are all sarcophagi. Carved. It's Roman, isn't it, this room? Wow. And there you have it. Hazel and I flew out from Tunis back to here, Sardinia, for a bit of late summer cruising. That's coming up soon. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. As ever, a massive thank you goes out to the lovely people who support us via Patreon and PayPal and make this whole thing possible. If you like what we do, like to chuck a couple of bucks in the kitty, I'm sure you know how to do it. Alright, talk to you soon. Bye.